This is the video to go along with the instructions for the Make Your Own Beeswax Wraps kit. In the kit you get 3 blocks. You get a large one for the large wrap and then 2 small ones, one for the small and one for the medium wrap. So the first thing to do is to grate your wax. Because the wax block is a mixture of beeswax, pine resin and jojoba oil, it's quite sticky, so it can make it a little bit hard to grate. Some people like to put the wax block in the fridge to make it a little bit easier, but the key thing is a little bit of strength, a little bit of perseverance, and grate your wax. What you'll find is that because of that stickiness, it sticks to the back of the grater, so you just need to pull it off and try and stop it from clumping together. Once you've done that, you can then put your greaseproof paper on a towel just to protect your ironing board or your table. Make sure your greaseproof paper is bigger than the bit of fabric that you're using so that any wax that gets pushed to the edges doesn't end up on your iron. Then take your wax that you've grated. So I'm doing a small one today just for time reasons, and spread the wax across the whole of the fabric, making sure that you really include the edges and the corners so that you don't miss any. So I'm using the whole of a small wax block for the small wrap. So when you do the medium, you might need to steal a little bit of the wax from the large block. Then put your greaseproof paper over the top. Take your hot iron. Take care with this part if you're doing this with children, because obviously the iron's hot and the wax gets hot as you're melting it. Put the iron down on the greaseproof paper and hold it so the wax underneath melts, and then move to the next bit. You can see and feel the wax melting. And what you then need to do is just make sure that the wax gets pushed to the edges so that the entire bit of fabric is covered. You don't want the wax to be too thin on the fabric, otherwise it loses some of its stickiness. Then this bit you need to do quite quickly. Peel the greaseproof paper off, peel the fabric off and waft it. As you can see, that bit can be a little bit tricky, so it can be helpful to have 2 people to do that bit. You waft it until it's dry and hardened, and then you have a wax wrap that's ready to use.